Welcome to the battlefield of truth, where rights are tested and power is challenged, where the line between authority and abuse is drawn before your very eyes. This is not just another video, this is a confrontation between citizens who know their rights and officers who forget the limits of their own law. Here we see the drone rise high above the ordinary, reaching into skies where freedom still lives, while on the ground the heavy boots of suspicion march in, looking for reasons to control, looking for excuses to intimidate. But the truth stands tall. The law is on the side of the people, and no trick, no threat, no invented accusation can crush it. This moment is not about drones, it is about freedom, it is about accountability, it is about reminding every single viewer that public space belongs to the public, and no badge, no uniform, and no false claim can take that away. So stay with me, stay focused, because what you are about to witness is not a mistake, it is a pattern, it is a playbook, and once you see it, you cannot unsee it. This is not entertainment, this is education, this is empowerment, this is your right to know and your duty to never forget.
Yeah, I'll flying over the police station, yeah.
Is there any particular reason?
Yeah, just having a little look. Is that a lunch? Is that like a canteen at top, you know, around back on side? Just having a little look, you know, getting some kind of zoomed in shots to see what there is to see, really. Just having a bit of a nosy, if you know what I mean.
Why though? Any reason for it?
Nah, just for me, personal reason. Don't work for any business or like that, don't we? Yeah.
What's your personal interest with what goes on inside a police station?
It's not my own personal interest, you know what I mean?
That's
there's a lot of people.
You said your personal. It's for you. It's personal for you. Well, you've obviously zoomed in well enough to see that there's tables and chairs, and asked if there's a canteen. So
no, I never said that, did I? No, I didn't say that, did I? I never said that, did I? No, I said, is that a canteen? I never said I'd zoomed in on the canteen, did I?
You said you got some zoomed in images, yeah, and then asked.
No, I am zooming in on the police station just to have a look at it. It's nothing.
For what reason? For what reason? That's all we're interested in, is why you would be doing that.
Just for my own purposes. I'm just making a little documentary of some of the buildings in the area.
Right.
Yeah. So I thought what I'd do is I'll have a look at the police station, because I came to have a look at this place, Forza, which is it's kind of meat processing place, isn't it? So I'm just having a little look around. I came to have a quick look at Forza, and then I saw the police headquarters. So I thought, right, what I'll do is I'll go down there first, have a quick flyover, get zoomed in on some of the bits the public might want to see that they don't generally get to see.
There's a reason that the public don't get to see that, yeah, because it's the inside of the police station.
The story begins with a simple lawful auditor drone flying over a factory and a nearby police station, an act within the law protected under the very freedoms that keep society open and accountable. Yet what should have been a routine day quickly transforms into a clash of power. The drone captures images of walls and rooftops, nothing more, yet suspicion rises like smoke from a fire that never existed. Police arrive not because of a crime, not because of danger, but because discomfort has become their excuse. The auditor remains calm. He knows the law, he knows his rights, he knows that zooming in on a building is not trespass, it is not intrusion, it is not a crime, it is public accountability from the sky. But the officers act as if a lens is a lockpick, and as if observation is invasion. And in this moment the real question emerges: will the law guide their actions, or will emotion drive their authority?
Is it? Right.
No.
Is that reasonable?
No, I think you're talking rubbish. Honestly, I do. Yeah.
Right. There's a reason why there's gates and there's it's card access. There's a reason for that. It's because public are not allowed in there.
Oh, they're not allowed in? I didn't go in.
Right. Well, technically you have, because you've got a camera on that and you've zoomed in. Right?
No, I'm in the airspace above the police station.
That's reasonable, isn't it? Right. That police station is not for public access. Hence why it's so secure. By flying that,
I didn't go in though, so what are you talking to me like that for? Like telling me off like a naughty schoolboy?
I'm saying, you've flown the drone in there.
Yeah, I have.
Obviously zoomed in on the police station. That's not for public access, right?
I have zoomed in on the police station,
There's a reason why it's not for public access, because it's the police station.
The officer begins by asking questions, not neutral questions, but questions loaded with suspicion. Why are you filming? What is your reason? What is your interest? As if curiosity itself were a crime. The auditor replies with honesty: he is documenting buildings, creating a record for the public. Nothing secret, nothing hidden, nothing unlawful. But still suspicion lingers. The officer twists words. He claims zooming in is the same as entering. He claims looking is the same as breaking in. He claims that the Mere act of observing transforms a citizen into a suspect, but the law does not bend that way. The law is clear. Observation is not trespass. Documentation is not intrusion, and asking questions about a canteen is not espionage. Yet here we are watching power stretch and twist like rubber bands pulled beyond their limit, and the only thing preventing a snap is the courage of a man who knows his rights.
What makes you think you can put the drone in there and zoom in?
Because I can fly over, it's in the airspace.
If you're flying over it, yeah, but you've told me that you've zoomed in on the building.
I've zoomed in on the building, to get some close-up shots.
Why?
Because I wanted to.
But it's not for public access, is it?
Well, I'm allowed to do that. I'm allowed to do that.
It's not for public access, is it? And that's going to arouse our suspicion.
You can say it's not for public access as much as you want, but you're not going to convince me.
You're over it and you're zooming into the police station, so we've come to ask you why.
I know. I've just said I'm literally come to here to make a little video about Forza. Saw the police station. Come in to have a look at the police station. They're saying that I'm somebody, and they can't tell because there was no way they can tell what I look like based on them.
And here comes the turning point. The officer suggests that by flying over the police station, the auditor has entered restricted ground, as if air itself can be fenced off, as if gravity obeys a badge. But the truth is crystal clear. Airspace above public land is not their private kingdom, and zooming in with a lens is not stepping through a locked door. The claim is absurd. The claim is desperate. The claim is nothing more than intimidation wrapped in uniform. The auditor refuses to bend. He refuses to admit to a crime that does not exist. He speaks with clarity. He reminds them that rights are not suggestions, they are guarantees. He holds his ground with steady confidence, and in this moment the audience sees the balance shift. Power wavers, authority trembles, because knowledge has become the strongest shield of all.
I don't know why you're trying to incriminate me.
I've asked you nicely now what your name is.
Yeah.
All right?
Listen to me first.
Personally, I can ask you to identify yourself.
Listen to me first.
If you want to mess about, we'll look at going under Terrorism Act, okay?
Terrorism Act? Don't be stupid. Listen to it. Like, if you're asking for my details, you've got. I don't believe that I have to give you my details. So you're gonna have to tell me what section of the law you're acting when you ask me for those.
As I've said, I'll do it under Terrorism Act if I have to.
Which act?
Section 60.
Section 60, Terrorism Act.
Yes.
To get my details.
Yes.
When the officer realizes his first attempt has failed, he escalates. He threatens to use the Terrorism Act. He says Section 60. He says terrorism. He throws heavy words like stones, hoping one will land, but none of it makes sense. Section 60 has nothing to do with drones, nothing to do with filming, nothing to do with a man standing in public space. It is a law about weapons, about violence, about imminent threat, yet here it is twisted and distorted like a tool of fear. This is not policing, this is pressure. This is not law, this is leverage, and the auditor sees through it with clarity. He calls it out. He exposes the bluff, and in doing so he strips the power from the threat, reminding everyone watching that when the law is misused, it is not authority, it is abuse.
The guy that doesn't know the law.
I don't have no comment in fact.
He doesn't have a comment. Anyway, that's fine. Anyway, what's your name? Do you want to give me your name or anything?
Don't have to.
Yeah. You're out in public though now, aren't you? Are you SIA licensed?
Sorry?
Are you SIA licensed?
I am, yes.
Where's your SIA badge then? Because we've got two police over there, and you know it's illegal to not have your SIA badge on in public when you're dealing.
It's within a metre off site.
Within
a metre off site.
A metre off site. Oh, I think you're more than a metre off site. But anyway, I won't tell them anyway because I'm not against you.
Right, so basically all I've just been doing there is just to double check the legislation around the zooming in aspect of it. So you want to fly the drone generically, that's absolutely fine, but you disclosed to me that you'd been zooming in on the building, you'd taken images zoomed in. That's what you said, effectively, words to that effect.
What law is that against? What law?
So let me finish. Okay. And then you asked me if it were a canteen, so you have clearly been zooming in on.
No, I haven't zoomed in through a window. I haven't zoomed in through a window.
The wouldn't have access to that, so that's where the sticky situation is. So I'm clarifying whether that's okay or not.
Well, I'll tell you now, I haven't zoomed in through a window, so I didn't say that. The camera won't lie. I said, is that the canteen at that side?
Zoomed in images is what you said, I think.
The scene grows heavier. The officers now attempt to identify the auditor, not because he has broken the law but because he has not. They want his name, his details, his identity to add to a system that thrives on control, but he refuses because refusal is his right. He asks what law requires him to comply. They have no answer, so they invent one. They dodge and deflect. They claim private conversations in public. They claim suspicions without foundation. But every viewer can see the truth. Every glance at their phones, every sideways look at his face tells the story. They are building a profile without a crime. They are building a case without evidence. They are using suspicion as a mask for control, and in that moment harassment is exposed.
course I can, as a look.
Which would suggest that you've zoomed in on the building there.
Well, yeah, that's
How would you know that if you hadn't?
Well, which side is the canteen at?
You tell me. You asked.
I don't know. I was just asking if that's the canteen.
If you hadn't zoomed in, so it's reasonable for me to think that that's what you've done.
Well, I haven't done. Well, I'm telling you that I haven't done.
Double check the legislation around that, because that's a little bit of a sticky point.
Yeah. Well, that's not what I said, and that's not what I've done.
Okay, we'll agree to disagree on that.
All right. Well, tell you what I'll do. I'll just get on my bike and ride off then.
Well, you won't, because until I
until
I ascertain whether you've
Am I detained
or not, I'd like you to remain.
No, I'm going to get on my bike and go. I'm going to pack this. I'm going to pack this drone up and I'm off.
Then I will keep you here.
You will keep me here, will you?
Things on you that could harm us or could harm the police station.
Yeah,
so
right.
if it comes back that you have committed an offence, then I may be searching you under Section 1 of PACE.
Yeah, can you just stay back from me?
Yeah, of course.
What are you doing? Why are you walking so close? Look at this. It's just like, yeah, I know, but we're both intimidating two police officers walking.
The pressure intensifies. The officers step closer, their voices sharpen, their words grow louder. They tell him to stay, they tell him he may be detained. They say wait while we check the radio, wait while we decide if you have broken a law. But that is not how justice works. Detention requires grounds, not guesses. Authority requires facts, not feelings. To say you may well be detained is to admit you have nothing to say. You cannot leave until we know is to reveal you had no reason to stop him in the first place. This is policing turned upside down. Suspicion first, justification later, power without foundation. It is a tactic designed to make the uninformed obey, but this auditor is not uninformed. He pushes back, he demands clarity, he demands answers, and in doing so he exposes the weakness behind the badge.
I'm gonna go. I'm gonna leave the scene now because am I detained?
You may well be being detained.
I may well be being detained.
Are you going to listen? You're asking me questions and then you're not letting me finish and answer you.
I'm going to nip off and come back for Forza later.
Would you like me to answer the question?
I'd like you to answer the question whether I'm detained or not with a yes or no answer, and then
listen.
Yeah.
Once we get back, if you've committed an offence or not, then you can be on your way.
That's not how it works.
Frustrated, the officer dangles another threat. She mentions Section 1 of PACE, the law that allows a stop and search, but only with reasonable suspicion of weapons or stolen goods. Yet no such suspicion exists. No stolen goods, no weapons, no crime, only a man with a drone and a camera. But still they try, still they lean on the weight of law. They hope the words alone will be enough to scare him into silence. Yet the auditor does not bend. He calls it out. He reminds them that suspicion is not a fantasy. It must be grounded in fact, it must be rooted in reason, and without it their threats are nothing more than air. Every word, every sentence, every shift of tone only strengthens his case, only proves that their authority is hollow.
You're not actually committed an offence. If you're going to detain me, you've got to detain me, and you've got to tell me which section of the law you're detaining me under.
I said if I were going to search you, it'd be Section 1 of PACE, yeah. Section 1
of PACE, that'd be if you're going to search me, yeah?
Yeah.
Alright, well I'm off. So it's a search, is it? Section 1 of PACE. Let me have a look if you're going to do...
If I was going to search you, it would be Section 1 of PACE, but I'm waiting to hear back. If you want to go, that's fine, because I can't say whether you've committed an offence or not yet.
Yeah,
If you want to leave, that's absolutely fine. I'm just waiting to hear the legislation based on the information you've told. So if you want to go...
And then comes the collapse. Without new information, without evidence, without law, the officer suddenly shifts. She says he can leave. She says go if you want. She says we are not holding you yet. Just moments before she implied the opposite. This contradiction is the proof. It is the smoking gun. It is the admission that from start to finish they had nothing, no offense, no law, no authority, only intimidation. And once it failed they backed off quietly, without apology, without explanation, without accountability, and the audience watching knows exactly what that means. It means the people have power when they know their rights. It means the law cannot be bent when it is understood. It means courage and knowledge will always defeat fear and pressure.
I'm gonna have a quick look at Section 1 of PACE and see what powers you've got. Because you've got to have reasonable suspicion that I've committed an offence, haven't you?
And I've just explained to you, that's what I'm trying to establish. So if you want to search it, that's fine, because I've explained it to you.
I'm going to do, I'm going to have a little look at Section 1 of PACE and see what your powers are. Because can I just say, will you be? I want to tell you something now, right? Yeah. Will you be really careful, because I really don't want to be getting involved in lawsuits with you. I really don't want to be suing you civilly for breaching my rights. Exactly. And I genuinely don't.
If you want.
I know, but I genuinely don't. But if you search me under Section 1 of PACE, you guys are going to be in big trouble.
I've explained it to you. If you want to leave, by all means you can leave. You're not
The auditor stands tall, his mission continues, his camera keeps rolling, his words remain steady. He has turned intimidation into exposure, he has turned pressure into evidence, he has revealed to every viewer what really happens when law meets ignorance. This was not a mistake, this was not confusion, this was a pattern, this was a method used by officers who hoped fear would replace fact, who hoped pressure would replace power, but today it failed. Today the script was broken and in its place the truth was written. The truth that authority without law is nothing, the truth that silence is not obedience, the truth that every citizen who knows their rights holds more strength than they realize.
Are you off now?
No, we're just going to have a sit in car and just wait to see if there's any offences, alright?
Okay then.
If you want to get off, you can, by all means, you can go.
I'm going to complete what I came here to do. There we go, look. And they're off. So all this terrorism malarkey, there you go. See ya.
The lesson here is crystal clear. Never accept maybe when it comes to your rights. Never accept half answers when the law demands clarity. Never allow vague suspicions to replace real evidence. The officers here used every tool of intimidation. They threatened terrorism laws. They misquoted legislation. They implied detention. They dangled the word search like a weapon, and still they had nothing. Every tactic collapsed when faced with knowledge. Every attempt fell apart under pressure. This was not just one encounter, this was a demonstration, this was a masterclass in standing firm, and it is a call to every viewer: learn your rights, know your freedoms, understand the law, because once you do, intimidation loses its power.